I love you. Hey, sir. Hi, how are you? I love you. Ma'am, how you doing tonight? Thanks for being here. I love you. I love all of you. These words elicit some strong emotions from us, and for a lot of different reasons. Said by our significant other or lover, our mind is flooded with passion. Spoken by our children, a sense of pride and joy. It's the excited greeting that we share with people. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you drove all the way through the blizzard just to be with us for Christmas. We love you so much. Or the heartbreaking goodbye to a dying parent. I love you, Dad. Sleep well. Goodbye. These are words we hold close to us. Words that we're careful with. So how did it feel when a stranger said it to you tonight? From up here, I would say the reaction was mixed. Some of you broke eye contact, staring at the ground or your shoes. A couple of you shuffled uncomfortably in your chairs. And yet some shot glances out the corner of their eyes to the people they came with, questioning, what's going on? So how would you feel if tomorrow morning you walk into your workplace, your coworker, or your boss, or the CEO looks at you and says, I love you. 4 years ago, I walked into an elementary media center, a room filled with books and high windows. And as I walked in, I saw staff sitting around tables in chairs slightly too small for them because it's an elementary school. And as they looked back at me, wondering what I was going to say, our eyes just met. If you've ever been around an educator before the start of school, those first few days can be some of the most anxious. Staff just wants to spend time in their classrooms preparing, as students will be arriving in days or even hours. Often, though, those days are filled with trainings, professional developments, and staff meetings. And for some, it can feel pointless. As a school leader, you can sense the unease. You can sense the unease with the staff. This staff, who in the previous year had lost their principal to another district, only to have an interim fill-in for the remainder of the year. Meaning, I was their third principal in 6 months. And I had never been a principal before. So as I looked at these anxious adults in these tiny chairs, I went about the pleasantries that you would expect. I talked a little bit about myself and my family. And then I broke into a rah-rah speech that I hope would motivate and set the vision for the year ahead. Then I left that with a powerful word: love. I looked at my staff and said, I love you. Have a great day. Their reaction? Similar to yours here tonight. Some looked right at the ground. Others shuffled papers on the table. Some shot glances to friends and colleagues across the room. And a few just stood up, pushed in their chair, and exited. But why do we feel such discomfort in hearing and saying, I love you? Family members we haven't seen for months or years? No problem. People you work with 8 hours a day? Your work family? Nothing. As humans, we are social creatures. We develop tribes and families and organizations and communities because of the safety, the protection, the comfort, the love that they provide. As a leader, or coworker, or friend, we need to consider stripping our fear of the word love away. Because when we love, we're honest about our humanity. We create cultures that are accepting, cultures that are diverse, cultures that people want to be in and stay in. We create a sense of belonging or place, or maybe a better term, a home. We all know the chaos that's occurred in this country over the past several years. And maybe the latest chaos being that great resignation. 47 million Americans decided to leave their jobs last year alone. Every sector hit, especially education. Employers across the globe have worked to try and entice people to stay. Raises, flexible work hours, work from home. But people left. And they still leave. They leave because they don't feel respected. They leave because they don't feel supported. They leave because they don't feel grounded at home. They leave because they don't feel loved. When we share our platonic love with others, we acknowledge that the person in front of us isn't perfect, and we don't need them to be. We also acknowledge we're there to help them along the way. I've never stopped saying I love you to my staff or my students. And more importantly, I've never stopped showing that. The results of this dramatic action 4 years ago are surprising. Some staff now respond, we love you too. Others smile in acknowledgement. But what I'm most proud about are the interactions and engagements that occur subconsciously. Oh, thanks for grabbing those papers from the copy machine. I was running late this morning. No problem. I got you. I love you. Happy Monday. These echo in our hallways and classrooms. My staff unaware, they're probably even saying it. Me, lucky enough to overhear, laugh, smile. That culture, this culture, strengthened our work family. People wanted to stay. People feel valued. Talent sought us out. And diverse ideas and innovation are welcomed because safety abounds. 2 years ago, I had a grade team come to me with an idea they believed would move student achievement and engagement forward. The only problem, their proposal really didn't fit into our current practice. they proposed that instead of the teacher being the master of the curriculum in that one classroom, each teacher would pick one subject, something they were passionate about, and the students would rotate around. A model not really used in elementary too much. So as I talked with this team about the pros and the cons of this option, it became clear to me they were going to succeed. Not because they had great trust with each other, they did, but because they wanted success for their students and their teammates as much as they wanted success for themselves. Their success was now tied to their teammates' success. The results of this exceeded our boldest expectations. Achievement soared, so much so that in half a year, the achievement gap between Black students and their white counterparts disappeared. Off-task behavior minimized. And when I talked to parents at the end of the year about their experience, every one of them said, our kids looked forward to going to school. That's not an education thing. It's not an organizational thing. It's a human thing. And as a leader, isn't that what I want? Don't I want my teams to be brave and bold? And for me to be willing to hear their ideas? For my teams to come to me with unique solutions? And for my teams to not just think outside the box, but refuse to believe there needs to be a box. So if you want to have a successful business or school or team, you need to love fiercely. So fiercely that you can articulate it. You need to give grace and give it unwaveringly, expecting nothing in return. And you need to share joy and heartbreak authentically. Because that's what families do. That's what work families should do. We can do this. You can do this. We can set up environments of love in every workplace interaction around the globe. Because when we love, we tie ourselves to the success and failings of that person. And that's true here tonight. You all chose to come here. And for that, I love you. Your success is now my success. Go be brave. Go be bold. Choose to love. Because I love you. Have a great evening.